I do a lot of cookie bouquets, kind of themed bouquets, and I do cakes, all kinds of stuff.
A zombie crumb.
So what we do, we support the local farms in the area. We buy from them.
Because I love the putting together of the pagan with the Christian. I'm a Catholic. I really think this is a great holiday. I went to church this morning. I did that. This is a big, important period, and I think the dead must be honored.
out at Midwest.
We're here to dance.
Yeah, it was.
How was it?
It was nice. It was good.
Was this your first time?
In the parade. I came last year for the art show, but I was not. Yeah, this is the first time in the parade. So.
I know these people, and I like this the whole Day of the Dead thing. Yeah, I think it's really neat to participate in that.
It was fun.
Is this your first time?
Yep. It was my first time in the parade. I saw it last year, and this year I participated. Yeah, I like the idea of celebrating the lives of people who went before us and celebrating life.
Spirits of the children are released from heaven to come out for one day.
Today?
Halloween. The adults are released on November the 1st to come for one day. That's why it's called the Day of the Dead. This is my first year at the parade. Won't be my last year at the parade.
And what brought you down?
Facebook.
Facebook.
I saw it on Facebook and I thought I'd come down and enjoy the festivities of the Day of the Dead. My sister, Marcy McKinney, who would have been 49 today, this is to celebrate her, and it is her birthday.
So this is our obligation to our ancestors, to remember them so that we can carry on their wishes and hopes and dreams for a better world. They dreamed it, we can make it happen, but we have to remember that there were those lifting us up, okay? So we want to share with you some stories and some songs, and the first thing we want to do is a song to the ancestors, the abuelos song. Abuelos means grandparents. So as we do this song, we will be remembering our grandparents. This is Raymond Tucros Wallen, and this is his great-great-grandmother, Mati Dahili. And that's in the Cherokee language. It means there's a fire inside her, and she was a fiery, feisty woman. And then we have my abuelo and abuela, Carmita Pagan and Eusebio Lopez, on their 50th anniversary, and they are here today smiling and celebrating. So as we do this song, remember your loved ones. They are here with us.
Sio, hello. In the Native American tradition, we invite all of our ancestors here, all of them, to be with us as helpers, to be with us to encourage us, to be with us to remind us to be good human beings and to help each other. And so, we began.
As I do this song, you're going to see me turn in the 4 directions to thank Father Sky, Mother Earth, North, South, East, and West, because we are here because of many beings, not just our two-leggeds, but the trees that support us, that give us shelter, the plants that nourish us, and so we have to remember all of them.
Kanichi, Kichis, grandmothers, grandfathers, we welcome you. We bring you here to be with us, to celebrate with us. Gali Aliga, we are celebrating together. Aho.
In the tradition of Dia de los Muertos, today, November 1st, is to celebrate all the children that have passed. This is called El Dia de los Angelitos, the Day of the Little Angels. And so for all of our wonderful little angels that are here today joining us, we want to tell you a story. You guys want to hear a story? I can't hear you. Do you want to hear a story? Yeah! Woo! All right. Now we're talking. Well, this story comes from the Zapotec people of Mexico. Zapotec area is in the southern area of Mexico. And this story is called La Mujer que brillaba aún más que el sol, the woman who outshone the sun. So I'm going to need some help for this story, okay? So can you all put your hands together like this? Okay, rub your hands like that. You hear that little shh sound it makes? Nice. And then you're going to see me do like this. And I want you all to clap or to snap. Nice little pitter patter. And then when you see me do this, I want you all to do this. Okay? And ladies, this is good for your thighs, so work them thighs. Okay? It's also good for circulation, so grandparents, work them thighs. Okay. El día que Lucía Denteno llegó al pueblo, todo el mundo se quedó asombrado. Nadie sabía de dónde venía esa mujer tan hermosa que traía miles de mariposas y una infinidad de flores en sus enaguas. The day that Lucía Denteno came to town, everyone was amazed. No one knew who she was, this beautiful woman who brought thousands of dancing butterflies and flowers on her skirts. No one knew who she was, but they knew nothing shined as brightly as Lucía Denteno. With her long dark hair flowing in the wind, it seemed to block out the light of the sun, and the people began to feel afraid of her. Now, in the village, there ran a river, much like the one that is there today. And you know, they say that when Lucía Denteno went to the river to bathe, guess what happened? Guess what happened? What? I'll tell you what. The water fell in love with her. Can you imagine? When Lucía put her hand in the water, it began to rise up out of the riverbed and began to flow through her long dark hair. Y los peces, the fishes, and the otters all came to play. The butterflies and the dragonflies all came to play. And she heard the water say,
Hermana, oh, we see what is in your heart tu corazón. We see what is in your soul tu alma. Oh, sister, we see you are one with us. Come and visit us anytime. We welcome you.
When Lucía was done bathing, she took el peine, the comb made from the mesquite tree, and began combing her long dark hair. Y los peces, the fishes, y las nutrias all returned to the water.
Bye, Gabby. Oh, wow.
What?
Can I take a picture with the camera? Mom, here. There's another room, Mommy. Mommy, there's another room. She's Look at you.
I know. After the parade.
These are my parents. And so my mother died 2 years ago and my father died in February. And so, yes, and so I have them as now marigolds.
Just say all the other kids are doing it.
Yeah, right. She volunteered at Democratic headquarters tirelessly.
Hey! How are you? How are you? I've been looking for MB. It's been like...
Mama used to be what? Nana's Brenda. She used to make Mama this kind of hot chocolate. She was named Carol. So should I just go?
Yep, they're ready. They're in place.
Look!
Okay. Hi, I'm Allie.
Hi, I'm Ashley.
We're freshmen at Stivers. Yeah. Alrighty. Yeah, she never discussed the memory with me. All I know is something strange happened and she had to go away for a while, and yeah, some people say they were there that day and they didn't see anything, but my mother did. And what my mother saw, it changed her world. It changed her way of thinking, and it changed my world. And from what I hear, I guess Mom's fine nowadays. She was fine for a while back, but certain things would trigger the memory, like the way something smelled or the way something sounded. And the last time that happened, when I was around, we were fine. We were laughing, singing, and making pumpkin pie for our church. And she was washing dishes, and all of a sudden she just dropped the plate she had in her hand, and it broke. And she whispered, "Sarah," and I'm like, "Mom, who's Sarah?" And she let out this really demonic laugh that left me speechless. And so she started to sit next to the plate she'd just broken, and I was like, "No, let me get that for you," because Mom was pregnant at the time, with my baby sister. So she just ignored me, and she was sitting on the ground breaking up the pieces of glass into even smaller pieces. And she was even cutting her fingers, and I tried to stop her, but wow, she just kept breaking up the pieces of glass. And she kept talking about how somebody else was with us, and she kept saying somebody was trying to stab her, and she kept yelling to call the police or they'd stab me too. And I was like, "Mom, who are you talking about? Nobody's in the kitchen with us." And she was like, she just kind of brushed it off. She was like, "Oh, no one." And then she said, "Let's get you washed up." And she grabbed my arm, and before I know it, she's like bashing my face into the dirty, soapy dishwater in the sink. And I couldn't breathe, and I'm like, I'm about to die. I'm actually about to die this time. So I was fighting as hard as I could, and I was slipping further and further under until I finally just gave up. But the next thing I knew, I was waking up and I was on the floor. The kitchen was pitch black, but there was moonlight shining in through the window, and I saw Mom crouched over, sobbing, and she had a knife in her hand. And before I could formulate a thought, she thrust the weapon into her abdomen, and she screamed. She was like, "April, please." So by this time, she recognized me. And it was sickening. Crimson-colored fluid just stained her apron, and I was going through them, so many emotions. I was sad. I was angry for the most part, because all she had to do was take care of herself for the sake of what would have been my baby sister, but she couldn't even do that. So she just kept telling me to get out of the house and go get the police. So adrenaline pushed me out the back door, and I ran through traffic, and everybody was staring at me, and nobody offered to help. And that's the worst Mom's little fits had ever been. And that's the story of the last time I saw my mother.
Wow. Thank you for your time, Sarah.
We're a part of the creative writing department over at that wonderful building there. And we've been writing scary stories for Halloween, but we did it the day after for Day of the Dead. It felt right.
It started with a girl who always left her eyes wide open, but when she heard the voices, she closed them tight.
When she closed her eyes tight, the voices echoed off the walls. They whispered at first, and then they screamed at her.
She pulled the covers over her face to drown them out, but they came from the attic above her head, and they said things.
They told her to run.
They told her to stay.
She could do nothing but listen to them bicker back and forth.
Back and forth.
They never agreed.
But one day, she talked back.
She asked them how she could run.
Or how she could stay.
This time, they agreed.
They told her to jump out the window.
Yes, the window on the far side of the room. It was cracked and stained. It was perfect.
She looked out the window a long fall down. She wouldn't survive.
Yes, but she had to get away from the voices.
Oh, the horrible voices.
So one day she ran to the far side of the room and jumped. And right before she splattered on the pavement, she woke in the room below the attic.
The voices would laugh and laugh, saying, "Look, we got her to do it again."
Her waking nightmare would restart over and over again.
"Oh, look, it's almost your bedtime. We'd better get going."
How do you suppose we're going to jump this time?
Hello, you guys. Hi. Thank you. Well, the piece I'm going to be reading to you guys is called Libre del Charco, and it's in Spanish. So, thank you. No puedo parar de pensar. Mi mente está lloviendo. Pensamientos, ilusiones. Revoloteando en mi mente. Confusión. Burbujas enloquecidas llenan mi abdomen. Cayendo, sonriendo. No estoy viviendo humanamente. Estoy cayendo. De cielo. Como un avión. Estrellándose. Estoy alcanzando. Gritando, agarrando. Tratando de jalar lo que me sabrá. Al beber se siente como que estoy acalando una montaña. Cubierto en vidrio, cada paso lo siento, rompiendo mi piel dura y hervida. Yo topo con un charco de lodo. Yo peleo por ser libre. Yo caigo aún más profundamente en el charco. Mis adentros están ahogándose en sentimientos que no quiero tener. Todo sobre lo que puedo pensar es mi familia. ¿Qué pasará si nunca les digo adiós? ¿Me sacarán del charco? Cuando no está ni siquiera de la realidad. Estoy en mi suave, cómoda cama, otra vez. Estoy solo. No soy un ángel perfecta. Nunca. Lo seré. No soy una foto perfecta. Creada de sus imágenes. Creada de malentendidas expectativas. Yo soy yo. Solo yo. Libre del charco.
Allow us to tell you a story of a man who went mad.
Mad, I tell you.
Now this man, he was just an average man.
He had a normal life.
But there was just one twist.
It all started when he moved to that street.
He was just unloading things.
Unloading them into a shiny new kitchen.
But then, out of the corner of his eye...
He swore he saw a porcelain face.
But he wasn't mad, right?
As far as the man knew.
Suddenly he heard a low chime come from the attic.
The sound of a music box.
But there were no toys left in the house.
The previous owners had no children, right?
As far as the man knew.
He pulled the rope for the ladder to fall, going up into the attic.
But to his shock, the music stopped.
Right as he reached the top of those steps.
But in the center of the floor, he saw such an interesting thing.
A pale porcelain doll was sprawled across the center of the floor.
Her golden curls matted into knots.
Her dress was torn and dirty.
But the creepiest part of the doll was...
her left eye was blinking halfway shut.
Now the man, he was so intrigued by this doll.
He wanted to have it as his own.
So he picked it up and was determined to bring it back to its original stature.
He scooped it up in his arms and headed down the ladder, certain there was another presence with him.
He didn't eat.
He didn't sleep.
He didn't do anything until he brought the doll back to what he thought was beautiful.
And shortly after fixing the doll, he left his tools on the counter, deciding to go make himself food.
Suddenly, thick black words were scrawled across the table.
Thank you for fixing me.
The man fell backwards.
What the?
He was so confused. Maybe he was mad after all.
More and more these strange things kept happening to him.
The doll kept reappearing wherever he went.
He was hearing the voices
of what he believed to be the dolls. It was always there. But so he decided that he was done, that he couldn't take it anymore.
He was done with this life.
So he climbed up those crooked little stairs to his attic.
And tied a noose.
Wait, does the story end right there?
I guess so. I mean, there are children here. I wouldn't want to scare them.
Sometimes I wonder if I've let go of a chain about which I didn't know. For my hold, desire, burning fire for life, seems fragile enough to kiss me to sleep. No need to run, no need to leap, I'm fine right here. Legs crossed, book open, no fear. Nothing but a blind grimace at numbers, a silent prayer for words, a life built upon toothpicks, relishing in softness, invisible to the naked eye, expressed through the sigh of a bursting introvert, who you fight to convert. But the gravestones I've seen hold one name, their message so keen. Come in alone, leave the same way. So why bother to grapple for a hold on reality, to find insanity? All I ask, let me be, let me dream, let all of everything sing in the sea of my chosen truth. Till my time comes to say goodbye to my earthly way, let me picture, imagine, love everything you have to say.